Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Up in Your Wreath Business Podcast. I am your host, Palan Lou, and today we have Mr. Ramon at home on the podcast. I'm super excited to have him, you guys. As you come in, make sure you say hello in the comments, as well as give him a warm welcome and sprinkle out the love for this live. You guys, I'm super excited. We have Ramon at home on All Up in Your Wreath Business. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. So this podcast is called All Up in Your Wreath Business. And although you do design way more than wreaths, as most of us do, we definitely like to get a little bit more into your design business. So I want to start off by a brief overview of, who you are, where you're from, how you got started designing, and what did you used to do before you started designing?
Well, I started designing I want to say about 13 years ago. I worked, as I was telling you earlier, at a furniture store, and I was a furniture salesperson. And I used to see the people that did the vignettes, decorate, and do the Christmas trees and the wreaths. And I was like, I want to do that. So one day I decided to quit my job, and I was so ignorant. I quit my job and I went looking for opportunities at local flower shops in the town where I lived. And there was this particular flower shop which was or is the number one flower shop in the town. It's been open now for 55 years. And so I wanted to work there. And I remember I did some wreaths and some lanterns, and I took pictures and I dropped them off at their mail. And one day they, keep in mind that I had quit my job, like my income.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I took these pictures, and then they called me in, and the owner sat me down, and I was like, yes, I'm hired. And then he's like, you have talent, but I cannot afford to hire you right now because we're fully staffed. And
Oh,
so I was like, oh well. A few more weeks went by, and I went back to ask for my regular job because I had bills to pay. And I think it's funny how things work, because when I went back, they gave me my job because I was a good salesperson, anyways. And then, like a few weeks later, the owner fell sick. He almost passed away, and so
oh,
because I
wow.
had planted that seed, because I had went to ask for that job and took those pictures, guess who they call me? So I got the job, and when I got the job, I thought I knew what I was doing. But when you work with people that have been in the industry for 40 plus years, you really, really soon realize that you don't know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
you have a lot to learn. And so in that moment, I remember thinking, you know what, I'm going to pay attention and I'm going to learn everything that I can. And so that's how I started designing. And then one day, a friend of mine who came to our show, we used to do live shows, he's like, why don't you put that on YouTube? And I was like, I don't know about that, because I'm a self-taught English speaker. And I was like, I don't know how to use a camera, I don't know how to use a computer. I was like, I can barely understand what I'm saying. So I was like, I don't think anyone's gonna want to watch on YouTube. He's like, I'll help you. So I went out and bought a camera, and he helped me edit a video, and we put it up. And the video did really good because it was around Christmas. And here I am 13 years later.
Oh wow, that is amazing. So you started in the floral shop, like that is a great
Yeah.
start. That's a great start.
Yeah, well, you learn all the basics. We did not only floral design, but also like our store was dressed 3 times a year, for spring, for fall, and for Christmas. We literally stripped down the store and we'll dress it up for the seasons. And so I learned everything from how to tape a wire. Like I said, I thought I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't even know what kind of glue you need to glue a wreath together. There's a
Yeah.
hot glue, like a lot of people use a hot glue gun, but really the hot glue gun is only silicone, to where if you use a hot glue pen, that actually those pellets actually have glue mixed with the silicone, so it holds up better when you live in extreme weather, like we did in Kansas. When it's hot, when it's cold, it's real
Oh
cold.
yeah.
You have to
Oh yeah.
know you have to know what kind of glue, how to tape a wire so you don't hurt your finger. So I learned all of that by working at a flower shop.
Oh wow. That's really amazing. I really love that. So you started with YouTube and it took off from there and you just kept on creating videos and
I just keep, I think I, I really do believe that God has a plan for your life. And one of my favorite Bible verses is, "The steps of a man are ordered by the Lord." The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And I do think that God was directing my steps from when I left my job at the furniture store, because I had to move here to San Diego to take care of an aunt who had cancer, who passed of
Hmm.
cancer. And so in that year when I moved here, like that's when YouTube really started. For me, it started to take we started to do really good, but at the same time I was going through this process of helping a loved one transition. And so I feel like God was really like telling me, if you do this for me, I'm gonna help you, reach like a wider audience. And that's what happened. Now I'm at like 100 almost 50,000 or 250,000 on YouTube, and I just reached 80,000 on Instagram, which is not easy for anyone that is listening. It's
Oh no.
it's not, especially here on Facebook. It's not easy to grow.
Yeah.
You really do depend on algorithms, and they change every week. It seems like, so it's
Yes.
not easy. So I had to learn to like also pat myself on the back and say, "Look what you've done." Because when you started, remember you told your friend, "There's no way," and look how far God has brought you in. So I'm really thankful to be here and to share with everybody the things that I've learned along the way in the industry.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is amazing. That's amazing. And you're right. That is such an accomplishment. 250,000 subscribers. Whoa.
You
It
know, and
is not easy.
it's so easy to get caught up on the larger or the bigger creators that have a million or two
Oh yeah.
million, but
Oh
you
yeah.
have to stop and celebrate every single milestone that you achieve. Because if you don't learn to celebrate the little milestones, you're not really, when you get to the big goal, it really won't matter, because then you'll have a bigger goal in mind. So you have
Yes.
to learn to celebrate. When you make a wreath and you sell it, celebrate that wreath that you made. When you have a decorating job, celebrate the fact that somebody hired you to do that decorating job, because that's a milestone. Remember, we seem to forget where we come from, and where we come from is
Hmm.
like, nobody hired me to decorate a house. Now they hire me. Nobody bought my wreaths. Well, now they buy them. So I had to
Yeah.
stop and celebrate, remind myself that those are milestones and they need to be celebrated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw a quote someone said the other day just like that. It was like, if you're waiting for once you reach success to have this happy moment, don't wait, because when you get there, you're gonna realize it was the steps along the way that should have been separate
Yeah,
celebrated. And I was
yeah.
like,
I heard.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. I heard a motivational speaker once. I went to see this conference, and she said, "If you let the journey be the goal and not the destination, you're having instant success because you are enjoying the journey instead of
Right.
having that final destination. Because guess what's going to happen when you get to the final destination? It's going to be something else. And so if you
Yes.
just learn to enjoy the journey, like I said, every wreath, every decorating job, every Christmas tree that you decorated. By the way, that tree behind is so beautiful. I love
Oh,
that.
thank you.
So if you just learn to enjoy all of that, then it seems like you are having success every day instead of
Yeah.
instead of just celebrating those big moments.
Absolutely. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, what was the first thing that you ever designed? Was it a wreath? Was it a
What's a
centerpiece?
wreath? It was a
It was a
wreath.
wreath.
Actually,
Wow.
no, I lie. I lie. It was a flower arrangement. It was atrocious. I thought it was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. And it was at the furniture store because they were setting up Christmas that year, I remember. And and I remember, like, I was like, oh, I want to do that. Like, I was bit by the bug, like they said. And I put something together, like, because there was no customers on the store, like hiding from my bosses because they did not like me to uh to do that because I was a furniture salesperson. And it was like this hideous floral arrangement, and you're not gonna believe it, somebody bought it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Somebody got it, but now I have a picture of it. Now that I look back, I was like, "Whoa!" I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? That is the first confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself,
Hmm.
especially when you first start, because it doesn't matter how hideous you might think that it is. Somebody else is going to think it's beautiful, and somebody
Yeah.
else is going to buy it. So you don't
Yeah.
have to love it. You don't have to love it. Somebody else will love it. So that's a lesson.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So, wow, an arrangement. That is super cool.
Mhm.
So, what kind of is getting you into doing more of things outside of the YouTube channel? You have the Instagram, you have the Facebook going. Do you have a TikTok?
No, I
I
don't. I
love the
tried
TikTok.
it. I tried it and it was not for. I feel like YouTube, because I do YouTube and YouTube takes a lot of time.
Yes.
And YouTube is my main source of income now. It's my full-time job. So I feel like I was telling you earlier, like Instagram, I use it as a tool to promote my videos, and I didn't really use Facebook that much. But now I'm also using it as a tool to promote my videos. And so I tried TikTok, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's just something else to do. Like when I put
Yes.
out a
It's
video,
another thing.
it's just another one. So I was like, no, I think I'm gonna stop at these three.
Yeah, yeah. But we love that you're here on Facebook, you guys. If you guys are not following Ramon at Home, definitely go and follow him on Facebook as well as YouTube as well, you guys. And we love it. I had got a message that said, "Can you ask him to join our design group?" It's a free design group, so I will be sending you that message as
Yeah.
well. It kind of read my mind, and they said, "Well, we've been trying to get him to join." So they just trying to celebrate designers in our industry and share their work. And you can share your videos in there as well. So I'll
I'm
definitely send
honored.
you
I'm
that
honored. Of
invite.
course, I will
Yes.
join. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be super cool. So we love it. I saw it and I was like, oh my God. So tell me one thing that you absolutely love about the craft community as a whole, like all of your subscribers and followers that you know, accounts for along the way. What is the one thing that you love about the community as a whole?
I love the fact that everybody's so creative. Creativity. I don't know if people understand this 100%, but it's a gift from God.
Yeah,
It's a gift that you get to share with your customers, with your family and friends, with your community here, whether it's on Facebook or on Instagram. More here on Facebook. It seems like here on Facebook there's a lot of community when it comes down to the crafting world. So what I love is just I really honestly sometimes I spend hours scrolling through Instagram and Facebook looking at other people's work. And
yes.
because I was once told, I asked this designer I had the opportunity to meet, and she was like one of my favorite designers. And I asked her, what inspires you? And she said, the best inspiration comes from others' inspiration.
Mm,
So if you really want to be inspired, just humble yourself a little and look at other people's jobs and work, and you'll be inspired. But the one thing that I do ask is like give them credit. When you make something that it was inspired by them, then give like today I'll put on my YouTube channel this beautiful bowl garland that I did, and I give credit to the girl who inspired me because people deserve to know that I didn't think about this. I'm showing you how to
yeah,
put it together, but I didn't think about it. She deserves the credit because I saw it on her page, and I think that we need more of that in our crafting community to give people the credit. And then the other thing is like if you're going to use somebody else's picture, just be sure to let them know their page or their handle name or their Instagram or Facebook so that they know where it came from. Because as creators, we work really hard to come up with ideas, with videos, with all of these things to inspire people. So the least thing you can do is give them the credit that they deserve. But I do love to look at other people's works. Like I said, I spend hours sometimes scrolling through.
absolutely. Yes. I'm the same way. So that you're absolutely right about that. And it's just sharing, sharing is caring, you guys, but I absolutely
Mhm.
give credit when credit is due. And we
Exactly.
do love to do that as well. So do tell us anything that you have coming up for your business. I know you just started your Christmas segments this year.
Yeah,
What
we
else
just
do you
started our
have?
Christmas. I'm so excited. We dropped the first video today. For every
Ah,
year, I do a Christmas home tour, and I decorate my house. Right now, it's fully decorated, and it's so much fun. And so I have all of that coming out. There's about 12 videos and a home tour. So I show people how to do all these like DIYs, and then also I started my Etsy shop.
ah,
I
all
know. I know.
right.
For the longest time, I've been asked to do that, but once again, because I edit my videos and I shoot my own videos, I don't have time, and it does like
Yeah.
doing a read up on Etsy. It takes a lot of time. You have
Yeah,
to
it
look,
does.
you have to photograph, you have to come up with a description, all of that stuff. I'm sure you know, and so it takes a lot of time. So I started with a few this year. I did pretty good, and then I'm gonna do a few more for spring, and then we'll do fall, and then probably again for Christmas. But yeah, I did that, so I'm pretty proud of myself. Like anybody else, I doubted myself that somebody was going to buy any of my wreaths, and
Yeah, yeah.
and but God is faithful because the first wreath that I sold on my Etsy was the most expensive that I had priced.
Oh wow.
So to me, it was God telling me this is the right thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and I've done really good, and so that's the two things right now that I'm mainly busy with, which is like the Christmas series on YouTube, and then the it's putting the reads up on Etsy.
On Etsy. All
Mhm.
right. Well, congratulations.
Thank
And you're
you.
gonna love Etsy. The more you get used to posting them, it'll you speed up with it. Trust me.
But at least
You'll
for
be
me right
like,
now, the thing that I struggle with, and I'm gonna sound ungrateful, but I'm not. I promise you, is the shipping part of it.
oh
It-
yes.
yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. So now you have to go all the way to the post office, and sometimes, at least here in California, just to go to the post office is like an hour just to get to the front counter.
Because the
There's so many
traffic.
people.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm pedaling through it.
Yes. Well, congratulations. And the more and more you sell, you might can have order a pickup for your deliveries. And come on, start picking them up. I love that.
I'm gonna just set them outside. Keep
Yes.
doing. It's fun though. I love the to think that somebody has one of my reads in their door. Like I send them to Pennsylvania and Chicago and places that like I've never even heard of. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
how cool it is! It something that you made with your hands. Like somebody has it in their door for the whole. It's very special. Like
it
once
is.
again, I just like to celebrate that somebody came across my wreath and purchased it, and now it's hanging on their door. That's pretty special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So definitely celebrate every win. But that is amazing. And like you say, that your research somewhere you've never been before, and a piece is like
Mhm.
a part of you is gone with it. So
Exactly.
yeah, I love that. I love that. So tell us any advice that you would like to give someone just starting out in the business, maybe want to start out with a YouTube channel or, just start designing, just day one.
My
What is
best
something that you
advice
would give them?
my best advice that I can give you now that I have the few years of experience that I have and the followers that I have gathered is just do it. Get
Yeah.
started. Get started. Don't try to figure out the hows and the how do I do this or am I go just do it. And the other thing is like do your best. Do your best that you can do because when you do your best, people notice. And when people notice, they start following you, they start sharing your content, they start buying your reads. So if you just get started and don't worry about how am I going to do this, and then you do your best, I promise you success will follow you everywhere you go. So that's every time that I've come across somebody, like I said on the meet and greets that I've had, they say, oh, I don't know. I'm just like, just get it started. Like when I started recording with a cell phone and it was like an iPhone 7. So
Yeah.
not that's back like I think it's I've been on YouTube for at least I think 6 years, so about 6 years ago. And then I didn't have a microphone. The first camera that I bought, I was so ignorant. I didn't even know that like you had to have a microphone, and like you can hear me a lot, and those videos are there. I have a video that I recorded in my basement, and it's like it's dark and like you
Yeah.
can barely see me. But I got started, and the other thing is like just get started, do your best, and never quit. Never
Yeah.
quit because if it is for you, there's going to be ups, there's going to be lows, there's going to be moments where you're discouraged and you want to quit. But I always say that only those who never quit will make it to the finish line. And if you don't quit and if you do your best, you will have success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great advice. That is great advice. Can you tell one of our viewers how to find you on all platforms, your Instagram, YouTube, and everything? Is it
Yeah,
all Ramon at home?
you actually can just Google Ramon at home.
Okay.
Nowadays, I've been long enough, that
Yeah.
Google has picked up a few of my videos, and so now if you just Google Ramon at home, you can find all of my social medias. I'm on Facebook, on Instagram, and then of course on YouTube. And if you come over, say hi and tell us that you found us through this podcast, so we can.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Absolutely. And also, you guys check out his Etsy if y'all looking for some
yes,
Halloween
the X
decor.
is yeah. Well, I only have a few reads, but I'm trying to do more. Actually, I like five. I'm trying to do more. The very special thing is because this year for my YouTube audience, I did like a special 2022 Christmas ornament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I want to do that every year. So people that are really truly followers, they'll have like a collection of the Ramon at home ornaments for Christmas.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
I almost sold out of it. I only have like five left, so I feel so honored. It's such a,
Wow.
it's such a good feeling when you do something because you love it and people are just supportive. It really means a lot.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That's a great idea. That's really nice. Really nice. So I absolutely love that. I started out watching your videos because, you know, when you get the bug, you get the bug, and you're like, how do I do this? And you do pop up, and you are appreciated within our community. You have taught us so much and so many things, just by being you. And you definitely have encouraged me today and our viewers as well with your advice. So I very much appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
Thank
So
you
you
so much.
guys, make sure you guys go and follow Ramon at home if you have not followed him yet. And thank you so much for coming on. We'll be back here every Sunday, you guys. Next Sunday, we'll have Miss Vivian West with Viv's Creations, her custom wreaths. So she'll be on at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. So make sure you guys come back and join us here, as well as check it out on Spotify. So thank you so much. I wish you have a great, great weekend the rest of your Sunday, you guys. And I'm so happy, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but we got an extra hour of sleep today. Right? I was like, woo! But it's, you know, we're not sleeping, we're designing, right? Yeah, but thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. And see you guys next time. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Bye, y'all.